Okay, welcome to a new episode of The Art of Affiliate Management. And to be a good affiliate manager, it's also important to hear the opinion of an affiliate. And today we are speaking to Marschall, who is since a long time an affiliate himself, but is also involved in affiliate teams. So I'm very glad that he takes time to speak with us, and also shoot outs to the sponsor of the episode, Traffic Manager. So, and welcome to the show. Please introduce you.
It's a pleasure.
Please introduce you to the audience for the people that don't know you yet.
Yeah, sure. So, interesting career, really. Always had an obsession with marketing ever since I was very young. I was never that interested in what I was learning at school, put it that way. And I was born just as computers were starting to be more interesting than school, I'd say. So of course I was the kid that was always in the everybody had a computer room. This is back when we didn't have laptops and we just had like a little room in everybody's house in England.
I remember that.
Where our computer was, and I would just spend all my time in there. And through that I started to read. And the things I was reading on the computer were far more interesting to me. So by the time I was 15.
And sorry, one question, was it already involving with the internet or just the computer?
At this point, it was really just the computer. I'd also always had a mind where I think I'd go into a coffee shop and I'd start to think in my head, I wonder how I would do this better. Or are the things laid out? I don't know why, but I always had a kind of peculiar mind. And I think I had teachers that recognized that and helped me through that. But I was always thinking about stuff that nobody else in my class was. And I think that's why I got bored easily. But anyway, by the time I was 15, I'd managed to get myself to a place where I bumped into places like the Warrior Forum, which was back then a fantastic internet marketing forum. And it really was, I'd say, the main place that a lot of people went to learn about internet marketing. And that took me through everything. And I would sit there and just do course after course, SEO, pay-per-click, ClickBank, Black Hat SEO, and pay-per-click was kind of there, but it was really about organic back then and how many backlinks you can blast on GSA.
How many years ago this was?
So this is, well, I was 15, so I'm 31, so this is 16 years ago, right? And things have changed a lot. Things have stayed the same in many ways, but things have certainly evolved. And I think the biggest evolution is probably the way we all network with each other now. Now you have Discord, Twitter, Skype has almost become obsolete because with Discord, there's now communities where you can just go straight in and start talking to people. Back then, it was harder to find that knowledge, but if you did have it, you at least retained it for longer. But anyway, I started a small eBay store whilst I was still at school, and within 2 or 3 months, I was earning more than my teachers. This made me very arrogant.
Are salaries high for teachers in UK or not?
Yeah, no, not particularly. I will admit that, but I will say this made me very arrogant. That I suddenly thought I don't need school, whatever, and I stopped going. And I was an erratic kid as well. I was always kicked out of my parents' house, so I would go to my friend's house and use his computer to flip digital products. And I still didn't really know anything about marketing, but I understood that this machine in front of me wasn't there for me to play games on. Like the reward I was getting was that I can take something and I can get someone else's eyes in front of it and they want it and they're going to send me money. So that was all the education I wanted. I was only 15. So I soon found out about 6 months after earning this money that you're not allowed an eBay account or a PayPal account under the age of 18. And I lost all of that money. But I went straight back to the Warrior Forum, and that's when I started to devour these courses, SEO.
So one question, back then you were doing it practically completely on your own. You had your forum, but did you had already something like a mentor or other affiliates you were hanging out with or so?
No, just this dopamine that I was getting from learning all these things and tweaking and trialing, and something always I always had this drive in me to just keep learning. I don't know what it was. I just had that obsession, and I would enjoy reading. Had no mentors. I would pay for courses and get burnt on them most of the time, but I was still taking knowledge in. And I didn't have a mentor until I was 17, and I stumbled across a man called Neil Adams, who I owe a lot to. And I really just came across him on Facebook, and he was about 40 years old. And at this point, I'd lost the money from eBay and PayPal because I was under 18. But I knew I knew I had to be in marketing. So I messaged him and I said, Neil, what courses, what university do I need to go on so I can be like you? And he met me for coffee, and he said, Anthony, just meet me for coffee. And we sat in this hotel lobby, and he said, Anthony, forget courses, forget going to university. Everything you learn at a course in marketing this week is going to be obsolete by next year. And he just gave me the book Influence by Professor Robert Cialdini. And that is a book that I would say the principles in that book today are probably even more relative to back then, with the way that the internet has evolved. And he was right. He said, it's the people that think outside the box that do well in marketing. You know, everyone else is just doing social media and blah, 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 blah. But the people who can really like analyze and growth hack and figure out these cool methods, they're the guys who get it right. And from that day, dude, I was just like obsessed. I was like, this is what I need to be doing. I quit my job and went and worked for Neil for basically nothing because I just wanted his mentorship.
So he was in the same city as you?
He was in the same city as me. I became his, I don't even know what he called it. It was just like social junior, whatever. But I would then go to Neil, and that was the first experience, go with Neil. And it was seeing him do a seminar, and he had this crowd of people in front of him where he spent about an hour and a half talking about the benefits of email marketing and split testing and everything. And then at the end of it, he'd sell the email software, which was a white label, but he was an affiliate for that company. And I would literally watch at least half the people in those rooms go and pay Neil that commission. And that was my first experience of affiliate marketing. And I remember I was only 17 at the time, and it used to just blow my mind that Neil could get all these people in a room, give them the information, identify their needs and their pains, and then just like that, convert them. And Neil was doing it in real life. You know, he was an affiliate in real life. So under Neil's mentorship, I refined those skills of SEO, pay-per-click, and I went the very traditional digital marketing route. I became a consultant, a very young consultant, which was probably hard to listen to from a lot of older businesses, but I just helped my local area. You know, I helped the plumbers, the electrician shops, and all this and that.
But what you were helping them to get, like their website up, or?
Yeah, whether it was websites, SEO, I made sure that I just said yes, and I went and learned it because I believed in my ability to go and learn, and also dissect methods and figure things out for myself. So I would just say yes, and if they said, "Can you do this?" I just go get on it, and then I'd learn in the process anyway. So by the time I was 23, 24, I had a lot of these tools kind of under my belt, and I'd started to dabble back in things like ClickBank, dating affiliate. I hadn't touched iGaming yet, but I'd always been kind of interested in it. But it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I touched iGaming again. But I always flicked in and out of affiliate, but I still had my corporate gig. And I thought that I really wanted that forever, you know, because I liked building the big sales funnels. I mean, I was, you know, until COVID happened, I was building sales funnels for $250,000 products. You know, I've worked with UFC fighters to get them brand deals. I've had a Twitch agency, and I've worked with a lot of Twitch influencers. I've been at the head of a non-profit for a former Google executive. I've really kind of, I wouldn't say conquered that realm, but I've definitely stomped in that realm for long enough to really refine those skills. But then I was kind of like just like unhappy. because I was making all these other people money and not really myself. I had all this traffic, all this ability to generate traffic, but I wasn't really bringing the traffic to myself yet. And I was doing it on a salary, so when COVID happened, it was actually the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because all those people spending money on the sales funnels for the $60,000 websites and you name it, that all just got turned off overnight. And very soon, because I put all my money into that last agency, I was in debt. But actually, that really was the best thing, that one of the best things that's ever happened to me, because that spurred me to start thinking again and start realizing what's going on. And then I saw a headline saying that internet usage is up 70%. And I thought, right, everybody right now is on the internet and they're a consumer. And this is the opportunity to truly pivot and take all of those things I've learned through my ClickBank experience, through the corporate experience, and just dive into this full time. And that's what I did. And within 2 months, I'd cleared my debt because I already had all those tools that I needed. I already had all the connections from the old affiliate stuff that I did. So I just dived straight into it. And I'd worked out small funnels with data and traffic and other methods to start building, my own revenue for myself. And I took all the skills that I was giving everybody else, and just took them to affiliate networks. So that's how it went. And over the past 3 years, I've had, I could not have been happier with how COVID turned out for me, because it's changed my life really. I've had quite a successful 3 years, and as of the past couple of years, I've started to get more and more into iGaming as well. I'm really interested in sports betting right now in the States because it's so fresh. Not many people know this, but sports betting has only been legal online in the United States since 2018. It's such a new vertical that it's really got people thinking outside the box, and that's what I enjoy, like I've said. So that's really how I've got to where I am now. Now I'm a full-time affiliate. This office here is actually here we're building I do have a partner that I work on, that I work with here. We're building a media buying team here, actually in the city, so that we can refine, the skills of these people, that I can pass on the knowledge that I have to these people, and this becomes a launch pad, really.
So the verticals that you were using to pay your debt back within 2-3 months or whatever it was, this was iGaming and betting, or you also tried other things?
Just dating. That was
just dating.
Yeah,
okay.
That was actually just dating. Yeah. Which was like a perfect storm, really, because COVID, as everybody saw it in most industries, but dating especially, people were lonelier, people were on their phones more. Internet usage was up 70%, like I've said. So the dating vertical for me made perfect sense. It really was, at the time, I feel like the peak. And that's when I went in.
So I think that at this time it was, of course, mainly your success, but there was also on the dating companies, somebody like a strong partner that could give you the right informations, the right guidelines.
Yeah.
So let's speak about this. What type of person was the affiliate manager that could make you, when you started your journey alone, so successful?
It was someone who wasn't going to bullshit me. I learned that very quick, that, see, I have quite good intuition with people, and I'm able to read people very well. And I kind of know when someone's, trying to pass me off, maybe with an offer that they just need traffic to, because it's not actually doing very well. I've listened to a few of your talks, and you spoke about shaving. It became very clear very quickly that a lot of my leads were being shaved, for instance. So for me, it was transparency. When I found an affiliate manager that was actually just transparent with me, that valued the traffic that I was bringing, that changed everything for me. More than anything else, actually, I think, because like sending me funnels and everything is good and what you think may work. But if I don't really trust you, it's actually very hard to understand if this data is correct anyway. And another thing I admired that you said is, you know, we're spending all this money to get this data. And if you are shaving leads or not really being that truthful, then what am I actually spending money for? I'm spending money on pretend data, right? It's not real. So what do I do? And I do feel that there has to be a better relationship between, well, I say operators in the gaming space, but also affiliate networks, affiliate managers, and affiliates themselves. You know, our relationship should be very hand in hand, because we're both helping each other. And when there's dishonest affiliate managers or affiliate networks, when you've got affiliates who need that data, I just don't find it very fair. So I've always just tried to identify honest affiliate managers, affiliate managers that respect the money and the time that I'm putting in, and that I feel are actually looking out for me, you know, rather than just making money out of me.
So this good connection you had with this manager, how it was built, you were practically knowing them from your work before, or you entered them, it was clicking directly, how it worked?
So I didn't know them from before, actually. I knew them from somebody else. So I knew someone before, they said speak to them, so I did, but I still didn't really know them. In fact, the first person they connected me with, kind of, I felt like they burnt me. But then they said, well, speak to this one, and I did, and I had a much better relationship. I wouldn't say it clicked straight away. I can get into the mind of people, and I can understand that, you know, even though I had great success in my marketing career, I was still kind of like on the cusp of turning that into affiliate. So I can understand that affiliate manager still needs to like trust someone who comes to an affiliate network. And, you know, we've all seen fake screenshots or whatever. To be honest, I never really believe many people in this space. That's one thing. Unless you can actually show me your results, like next to me, then whatever.
On my product and everything.
Yeah.
Because that's the next point.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Then for me, I'm just like, whatever, you know. So I get it, you know, as an affiliate manager, you must see an affiliate and you've got to kind of let them prove them. But that's a whole other thing, you know, that I have no experience with. I've never vetted an affiliate myself. So, you know, that's up to them to do that. But I would say from my perspective, having someone that I feel I can trust, that makes me want to send them my traffic. If I go to a new network and they don't know who I am, but actually I'm someone who has, you know, 10,000 clicks to them every day, but I don't feel like I'm getting much respect from them, or they're not really acknowledging the messages that I'm sending them and things. Well, I'm just going to take it somewhere else then. I'm going to find someone who I feel deserves the traffic or who will look after me when I'm sitting here building and scaling teams to build all this traffic, you know. So that is important.
And this partner, they were like very proactive with you, or was it that you had to ask for things, but you did it? Because I see that very often that affiliates are not asking for all the informations that we would provide them if they ask for it. A lot of people, they are sending to dozens of landing pages. They are never asking us, hey, is there maybe something else? They just picked it from the system and that's it. And if nobody is analyzing it, but from us, from our own motivation, is not so much happening. So often I miss also that affiliates are demanding things. How it was for you?
Yes, that's an interesting question. It's an interesting statement as well. I wonder if it's like our trust, you know, we kind of, it feels like there's a consensus to trust that the affiliate managers will give us the latest offers, you know, and we all receive the emails, you know, we get hounded with like, this is the new offer, this is the new landing page or whatever. So some of it, you just kind of expect it to come along. And then there's the point where you get maybe an exclusive offer anyway. So you end up just kind of running that until it burns out, or forever. I feel like there's definitely a transition. I think when you start as an affiliate with a network, you kind of rely on them to see what they're going to give you. And I think that's part of my vetting process, actually. I'm kind of like, the affiliate manager needs me, or they're out of a job anyway. They need us, or they don't even have a job. So I think there's maybe something there where I'm like, right, I need to kind of see what they're capable of. Are they capable of looking after me as well? So maybe there is a piece there where we kind of wait and say, okay, what landers are they going to give me before I maybe ask questions? But then as we do start to send traffic, I do think that those questions come up naturally. Like, yeah, okay, is this converting as well as it could on another offer? I start to think, well, have they given me this lander because they just need traffic to it, or is it genuinely the best converting offer? And then there's a point where maybe your traffic is so good that they say, hey, let's have a conversation. Yeah, so hopefully that answers your question, but that's how I have personally felt in my career, at least.
So it's a lot about how you are beginning, but also how you start a new partnership. Now you are not doing the first time an interview, and you are also attending shows. That's also how we met over the AW Summit registration, I think.
You're looking forward to
that. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Romania will be lit.
For
the people that are watching this 7 till 9 of May in Bucharest, you can ticker me on for free tickets if you're an affiliate. Anyway, so is that outgoing of you, or being more in the spotlight is maybe too much, but people can meet you and see that there's a real person behind you? Is this helping you to get maybe better deals, a better connection with advertisers and networks?
I would say yes. I am someone who really values my network. I really do. It's my social capital. If I lost everything tomorrow, I'd still have my network. I'd still have my reputation. So it doesn't really matter. I feel that I would be able to start again very quickly, or pick things up again very quickly, because I have invested the time, that reciprocation I spoke about. I have spoken to people in all kinds of trades and industries, and I've done my best to give them something to remember me, or if they've asked for a favor, I've done my best to do what I can, or whatever. But I'm very proud of the circle I have now. I wouldn't say it's large either. I've just made sure that I've gone out into the world and tried my best to identify the people that I either want to be like or want to be with, and I keep that circle very tight, because without those people, I don't know if I would be where I am. Actually, I am someone who believes in teamwork through and through. I know that I'm very capable of things on my own, but I have the evidence that when I find people that I align with out in the world, that work is leveraged, that output is leveraged between all of us, and that's true output. I've been able to excel with others rather than just kind of succeed. And I wouldn't say that you need to network. I do find that this space, has these lone wolves that do very, very well on their own.
And nobody even knows who that really is.
No, I've got, I've got contacts that I only know as contact, and I work with them, we do revenue together, but I don't know them, and that's fine. That's totally fine. And so I don't think that this space requires you to be introverted or extroverted or whatever. But I would say, if you are somebody who enjoys networking and working with others, then you should go to these events. You should network with people and try to find people that are like you and think like you, or maybe think opposite to you but help you think how you do, and try and find a pack that, you don't have to be loud, you don't have to go out there and show the world who you are, but I do think that when you work together, you can achieve far more. So that's what I've gotten from being public. I'm still not super public. I don't really use Instagram. I have a profile because I love to scroll through people's ads and go through their funnels. But I don't really have much of a social presence. My social presence is there to talk with people and learn and really just network. That's it. And I get a lot from that. I do.
So speaking about networking and about shows, there are people that are extremely successful on shows, affiliate managers,
Yep.
and affiliate managers that are maybe rock stars when they are sitting in front of their computer, but they really suck when you put them out there.
Yeah.
From when you are going to a show and you're saying you're an affiliate, there are 20 people that are scratching on your leg and they want your traffic.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to have a beer? I go there, I say, yeah, I do online marketing consultant working for a dating advertiser. Okay, cool story, bro. Peace out. So when you encounter these people that are scratching on your leg, or maybe the ones that are not scratching on your leg and they are just natural, where you see the differences between somebody that you would like to do business with and with somebody where you say like, yeah.
There was a guy I met at ICE, and I actually really liked the balls he had to just come and be quite explosive with his sales pitch. And I prefer that to.
Let's talk about this a little bit in details.
Yeah.
So you were just standing there to really know about how the scenario happened.
So I was watching a conference which I really loved, by the way, and I'll talk about that. But it was just a break in it, and the guy saw my lanyard, like they all do, and he just came straight into it with the card, and he just started talking about the benefits of his. It was a SaaS for something, and I can't remember what it was. And you know what? Even while he was telling me about it, I knew that it wasn't for me. But I was so interested in the way that he laid it out that he wasn't just trying to bullshit me, because none of us like this, where you read a really interesting blog post and then at the end of it, it says, now go buy this. Because we kind of feel sold to, we kind of feel deceited in a way. And the same thing happens with people in real life. And I actually don't like this very much because it's not real. It's not authentic. You've clearly just tried to befriend me so you can get something out of me. So the relationship starts wrong. I want to see that someone is coming with a trade-off, that, they recognize me as an affiliate. Maybe they do have some, maybe they do have something they're trying to sell me, but what are they going to give me too, and this character felt like that. It didn't feel like someone who was just trying to sell me a product. He really wanted to understand my problems, and also understood what I had and make sure that I was right for him too, And I said, no, I'm not, and he said, well, thank you anyway. And I genuinely did enjoy learning about the product anyway. So yeah, that's just an example, but I would say, again, it goes back to authenticity. I want all of my connections that I retain in my life to feel authentic. I don't want them to be a one-way process where I'm just giving. There has to be something back. I have to be learning or leveling up with you in some way. So yeah, that's very important for me when someone approaches me, that I feel that I get that sense, and that they're not just going to use me.
Is it also important to be like a character, to be like remembered, or it doesn't really matter as long as you're a good person? Or should you build also, or is it also important for an affiliate manager or an account manager in general to build their own brand to support this?
It's interesting. I'm not materialistic at all. I really am not. I have never really been impressed by money and things. I'm impressed by what you can actually do. And if you can prove to me that you can actually do something, then I'm impressed. Then I care about you. Then I remember your face. If you're just loud and you're just a character, well, I don't care. I can scroll through Instagram and pick out another 500 of you. You know, like for me, unless you're really showing what your ability is, I'm not getting anything. I'm just not getting anything. You know, so my brain just doesn't really work like that. So that actually leads on to the conference. So I was watching this conference and I'd never met this guy, I'd never heard of this guy, and his name was Jay Moore. And he's the president of a company called Betting Hero. And when betting got legalized, sports betting got legalized in the States, Jay said, I know what I'll do. I'll get people to go to sports bars and casinos and stadiums, and I'll convert these people in real time, and I was like, what? And he got a team of 10 together, and he said, and it was a disaster, right? He got 10 salespeople together to go to sports bars with a phone, and they'd log them into the DraftKings app. They put Jay's code in, and it was a disaster. But
it was not working for DraftKings.
So he was doing it with all the operators, MGM, DraftKings, and the first test was a disaster. But he said, you know what, this has to work. I just have to get it right. And since then, Jay now has 400 of these people all across the States. And since 2018, they've converted 300,000 first-time deposits in real time. And I sat there on this chair just like, what the fuck? It was just one of those moments where I just had goosebumps, because that is exactly why I got into marketing. And the moment it stopped, I just went straight to the side so I could meet him and say, Jay, like, you are the reason that I am even marketing today. Like, it's people like you who say, do you know what? Screw the internet. I'm just going to take people into these places and start converting them. And it blew my mind, dude. So, yeah, you know, I can't remember what the point was that I was trying to make, but it's moments like that that are so exciting for me, that show me all the different ways that you can actually find a user.
I mean, that's outside of the box thinking par excellence. And I know a guy, if he's watching it, Thomas, hello, is a German guy, and he's promoting fetish dating. Right. And what he is doing, he is having like domains. In German, it's leftover fuckers. Right. So on his dating sites are only the things that you don't even want to look at with your friend stick when he is drunk. And he puts stickers of this on highway toilets. Right. Where the lonely truck drivers are. And they go to take a shit in this fucked up toilet. And then they are seeing leftover fuckers. And they go quickly on their phone. And what they are seeing there is really ugly bitches. But you are since 2 weeks, you're alone in your lorry. So that's better than nothing. So they are signing up. So he's like on a small scale, like this gentleman that you met there.
Well, that's it. You know, there are so many ways to get traffic. You know, you don't have to go the way that everybody else is going. You know, everyone thinks, right, I must get my Facebook ads up. I must get my Google ads up. I must learn how to push. But actually, there's so many ways to find users. Really, there are. You know, and they're always the most exciting too, because you feel like you're in some lab. You know, like coming up with these crazy methods, and you talk about them when they're all over. You know, 5 years down the line, you sit there and you're like, God, do you remember when we were like making traffic like this way and that way? Like, they're the really cool things. They're the moments that I love doing affiliate marketing for.
I mean, you are even longer than me in this industry, and then also from the traffic side. So you saw things and how different it was back in the days.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy traffic methods, dude. You know, I've seen some really interesting and crazy traffic methods, but they're like nothing else. You know, if if I'd have known the way that traffic was being generated back when I was 17, it would have just made me laugh, would have blown my mind. People, you've got teams of people in the Philippines and just sitting there on mobile devices or like big walls of phones and stuff. You see these crazy setups and it just blows your mind, but they're working, dude, and if you think outside the box, sometimes you can stumble across these, really, really profitable ways of generating traffic, for sure.
It's a bit risky for affiliate managers when they are having somebody with an outside of the box thinking to share this method with another affiliate. It's quite common that people are saying like, yeah, can you share the best landers that others are running and so. So it's always like very critical because you want to help, but on the other side, you cannot spit in the soup of somebody else. Did you had like affiliate managers that were like really inspiring for you, that gave you ideas how to develop a new method or something like this, or was this coming from you, other affiliates' own research?
For me, it was only other affiliates. I did run one offer actually where, well, he wasn't really an affiliate manager. He'd done so well in with billers himself that he was then given his own offer that he could have sub affiliates on. So we all became his sub affiliates, and we did learn a lot from him actually. So that's probably the closest example for that, and I like that. At that point, we had a really good mastermind going on as well. So there was probably 8 of us. We were all pretty under the radar at the time, which was cool too. But we had our little network together, and that was good. That was really beneficial because we did share our methods mostly. We'd maybe share 70% of our method with the mastermind going on, but we were all earning together with the same offer, so it made sense. So that was really good, and he was like an affiliate manager, but he wasn't really. But that's the closest I'd find. But you are right, there's definitely a fear sometimes when you stumble across this, what I often coin as like this make money button, because sometimes that's what these methods are. That basically you can turn them on and they just kind of like print money, and it doesn't last forever because either it gets saturated or other people work it out, or the offer kind of dies out. But when these moments exist, you have to make the most of them, and you have, because you have to be careful that other people don't put onto it. Affiliate managers are able to see where traffic is coming from most of the time. So sometimes you even have to cloak traffic. The traffic's good, but you're actually scared that the affiliate manager may figure out where your traffic's coming from.
So you are mixing in some pop traffic or so that it looks like not the highest quality, but the real conversion rate is 20%, but you make it appear like 1%.
I mean, that's something you could do. To be honest, I don't, because I feel like it would be more work. If I know that the traffic's good, but I know that our method is perhaps or deserves to stay hidden, those are the moments where I will just be very, very careful with where I'm taking the traffic, for one. Second, that I'm getting a good deal on the traffic and that I am looked after with it. So I usually want an exclusive offer for it too. And then thirdly, that, there's enough pieces there where I know that the affiliate manager isn't just going to go do it himself, because that happens too. It does happen. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what I'd say. Yeah, you do still have to be careful as an affiliate. And I think that, again, it's a networking thing. It's a trust thing that builds over time. I do think that, again, meeting people in person at events really can solidify deals. It can solidify offers as well. I have a friend that went to it. He was literally telling me the other day that his leads were getting shaved until he just happened to bump into the owner of, I think it was a cam site. I'll say it's a cam site. I don't want to pinpoint anyone, but it was a cam site, and he met the owner, and from that day,
he can meet them now also at AW Summit, because they are for sure showing up there.
Absolutely, yeah. But from that day, he never got another lead shaved, and I think they gave him another $5 to $10 CPA. So, you know, meeting people in real life can go a long way.
When you're deciding to work with a new advertiser, what is your way of working? Are usually people approaching you? You are scanning what is on the plate and then decide, or are you actively hunting for the best offers on the market?
Well, I think we're always passively listening, you know, for what's creeping up. Sometimes it's hard to do that because, you know, we don't get a lot of free time. But when I do, even when I'm just sitting there, maybe I'm just, you know, lazing out, I'll still be scrolling on Instagram, looking for things, looking for funnels, affiliate or not. I enjoy looking at ads, and I enjoy going through landing pages and processes. And I learn a lot like that. Actually, I'm able to kind of identify and dissect. And that's often how I'll see what's happening. I'll notice the way I can see when ad vidi are coming up on my Instagram. I can see the way that the landers are like laid out now. I know the terms and conditions, and I can spot which networks are where. And if I recognize that there's a new offer going over there, I can make some decisions and say, okay, let's try some traffic on it, see if it goes well, because that is a big thing. You know, I have to make sure that I put it this way, if I'm not sending traffic, at least a little bit of traffic to everybody, how do I actually know that the offer I have is the best? Because I'm not split testing if I'm not. So how do I actually know unless I am actually still dabbling in a little bit with everybody else? So that's where it's up to the affiliate network. That's where it's product, right? Who has got the best product? You can tell me you've got the best product all day long, but unless I'm actually sending traffic and seeing the conversions on it, well, you know, you're just another salesman. So I would say that operators or brands, networks have a massive responsibility to make sure that the product they are serving their affiliate managers, not their affiliates, their affiliate managers, is genuinely the best product that they can put out for the affiliates. So when the affiliate manager is telling these people that this really is the best product on the market, they actually mean it, that they do all believe it. And that would instill more trust for the affiliates, I think, if we all knew that these guys were always trying to innovate and try and build the best product and always doing the best split testing and data refining, data mining. We'd believe that a lot more, you know, so maybe I would test less if I knew, yeah, you know what, the guys I'm with right now, they are the best. But I for now, I have a main partner, and then I still dabble a little bit of everywhere else just so I can see, you know, what's going to spike, you know, which I think is important to do.
Do you have also the situations that affiliate managers are really advising you to run less with them even before you start? Because, for example, they know that a bunch of their stuff is shit and it's just in the program, or are the people usually greedy and we say, hey, I want to run this. They say like, okay, when they know that half of this is trash.
Yeah, it's basically been the second. I don't think I've ever had an experience where they've told me to run less. I would feel like that would be a very honest conversation, though. If they said, you know, we've got this new offer and you shouldn't send all your traffic here. But no, when I work with a new affiliate network, they just want to see, it makes sense. They just want to see what you're worth, really, I guess.
We do that quite a lot, and it's because we have 25 countries. And everybody in the industry knows that when you have 25 countries, that half of it is like trash.
Yeah.
So we tell the people, I mean, I'm not saying that it's always happening, but in general, we are recommending even on RevShare to avoid a few countries, or we say like, look, dude, this is for most affiliates not really working out.
Yeah.
But maybe your traffic is golden. So send there, but tiny bit, I cannot assure you that is working well. Or traffic sources, for example, POP is for us horrible, but we have like a handful of guys that made it with POP work. So we really advise against things. And I have also the feeling this is creating longer partnerships.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's conversation.
It has to be. I mean, in the end of the day, if we would not have conversations with our partners, then in half a year, everything will be done over AI. You connect somewhere and it's just EPCs that are compared like in a smart link. But even a smart link needs people that are plugging in better offers, agreeing on better term, switch to API that was before not possible, and all this kind of things. So you as an affiliate, you get motivated from your program, from honesty, from having, of course, good converting offers. What are incentives that are motivating you? Because nearly every program makes here and there a lead rally or some special invite things.
Yeah, you know, like I said, I'm not very materialistic. So for me, I put it this way, I like the idea of incentivizing and prize giveaways and things, and I do think that giving away awards, personally, I'd just prefer some kind of award so I know my high score. You know, for me, that's my kind of, I don't know, my ego being tickled. I don't want a Rolex because I got you the best whatever. I just want to know that I won, you know, like, so for me, that's my incentive every day, that I did the best that I could do. But when it comes to management, you know, on a grander scale, I can get it. And I can, you know, we're building this media buying team here, and I have to think about that now, you know, even though there'll be an extension of myself and we'll all be affiliates. I have to think about how I will incentivize them. And how is it, you know, how do I do that? So it's something I've been thinking about a lot. And I think it's a case by case basis. You have a lot of people in this industry with all different things that they're into. Some people, I think, genuinely are happy to get the iPads and everything else, and maybe that gives them some incentive. But I think some people would just prefer the cash, you know, maybe they get their gifts and sell it anyway. And what is the true marker for you did a good job there? I don't actually know the answer to that, because I think it's so varied for people. I think I'm very different in that if you give me like an object for doing well, I will internalize and start thinking, yeah, but how much did you really make out of me to get this thing? You know, I'll just think too much on it. I just want to know that I did a good job and you paid me correctly. I'd rather you did that. You know, I'd rather you reward me with a good relationship in your business.
So practically, it's more important for you to, with this good work you did with the partner, maybe qualify for more exclusive offers, a payout bump, instead of saying like, congratulations, you won the lead rally, and now we put 1K extra on your invoice, so you get now an iPad.
Yeah, and you know, I'll forget about that next week. Right? So I would rather be rewarded with relationships. You know, am I really getting the best deal here? You know, is my affiliate manager that you've given me really the best in your company that you feel I deserve? You know, these are real rewards. This is like an upgrade to my career. This is what I'm looking for. This is a career for me. I'm not playing the lottery here. You know, I want to be rewarded on my relationships for the work that I'm putting in. So for me, that's what I like to get out of it. And I think I've maneuvered that quite well, maybe subconsciously. But yeah, I do feel that they have a place. I do feel that people should be rewarded in some way. I think it's fun as well, you know, and it's great for marketing and PR. There's that too, and I get that. You know, every time you go to the events, it's like when I went to ICE, there was like this big wheel, and if you take a picture with them on LinkedIn. You know, you could spin and walk off with like an iPhone charger or something. And I get it, but I'm not really there for that. You know, I'm here to do better, you know, and to be rewarded on that, really. And also to help me do that. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I don't have an affiliate award for you today, but at least an award for an amazing talk. And the reward is then a great time that we will have together in Bucharest.
Absolutely.
So it's now nearly 1 hour.
Yeah.
And it was really a pleasure to listen to you, to hear your perspective. Not everything you said is like I heard it before. So there was a lot of things that you see different than other affiliates, and that makes it so interesting and to give so much things to take out.
Well, I am really looking forward to your book, dude, and I've actually learned quite a lot from your channels too. I think you're putting a lot of great content out there. I really like the format of this too. You know, I think you're right to speak with people that that you're quite fresh with. I think you do get the best dialogue out of them, and you've got some really interesting talks here that I've gained from too. So thank you for that. And yeah, looking forward to the future, dude, and definitely looking forward to meeting in Bucharest. So
it's in 3 weeks, so we see each other there. And thank you again. And
I will make sure that my shirt is fancier than yours, so you're not better dressed.
Yeah, but you know, when I go to the conferences, I have also the fancy suit. So
good, dude. Yeah.
Be careful. So thank you, and also thank you, Traffic Manager, for presenting that. Have an awesome day. Thank you very much.
Take care, man. Bye.
Ciao.